did you have poor intent when you made this mistake? Most of the time, the answer is going to be no. You just acknowledge the fact that you're going to make error, and in the event that you do, just improve from it so that it doesn't happen again, or at least to the extent in which the error happened again. So for medicine, you know, it's something that I think a lot of doctors are afraid of. Number one.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but hierarchical were like forced.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think that it's not just because we're afraid of making a mistake or, you know, potentially a patient dying or something like that. It's that legitimately we have been brought up in an education system where we weren't allowed to fail comfortably. Yeah. As it was typically, it's what we always say is that failure in our organization and our philosophy is that failure is met with a opportunity for growth, an opportunity to teach, an opportunity to learn. It's an education system. It's an education mistake. But when you're in a reprimand system, when you're, you know, we have an education system. When you're in a reprimand system, you halt learning. Yep. Now, I shouldn't say you can't learn in a reprimand system, because you can learn in a reprimand-based system, but it's much slower and it hurts a lot more. Yeah, that's the difference between consequence and forgiveness, and how you can have them both at the same time. But in a reprimand system, you forget about the forgiveness part, and it's all consequence all the time. Oh, okay, sure. So when we had talked about the forgiveness model in one of our going to be one of our Make an Impact videos, is going to be really about how forgiveness is the ultimate path to accountability. Well, this is why forgiveness allows you the communication to say, okay, you made a mistake. Like, here's the consequence of that mistake. And what we're going to do moving forward is this. Like, I forgive you. Everyone makes mistakes. You set the boundaries. Did you have poor intent when you made this mistake? Most of the time, the answer is going to be no. Right. I think, especially in our industry, it is fine to say it's a rule of thumb that everyone walks into a veterinary practice with good intent. Yes, on both sides of the door. On both sides of the door, absolutely. Yes, yep. Yeah. However, so we take that, and let's say you take it for granted. We just have good intent. So with that, forgiveness becomes much simpler, because that makes every mistake a genuine mistake. Right. And with that, okay, I forgive you. Here's what you do moving forward, and then you reset the accountable terms. You reset essentially the consequence, but as well as the failure tolerance within it. Yep. And that's how you grow. Yep. You can leave the mistake in the past and then focus forward. Yep. However, in a highly hierarchical organization with the removal of forgiveness, you're constantly looking backwards. Yep. You're basically just like walking backwards as you're continuing to not look where you're going, and just continuing to make mistakes, and just seeing them as you're continuing your path forward down the path, walking backwards. Sure. And it's completely unproductive. So and the other thing that reinforces that as well is the legal system, which definitely exists for a reason. I don't think the malpractice system in the way that is handled is unnecessary by any means. However, the financial impact that could be realized in the event that you make a mistake, it can be very substantial on a one-time basis, but as well as an ongoing basis. I have no idea how much malpractice insurance costs as a veterinarian, but I'm sure it's not cheap. So there's a lot of
not as much as a human doctor.
Right. So really the idea, again, like let's fail forward. Let's acknowledge the fact that we're going to make mistakes. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch this full podcast, go ahead and click up here. If you want to watch our newest podcast, go ahead and click down here. And if you want to subscribe to see everything else that we do, go ahead and click right here. Thanks.